Bonnie Nabuda, who is behind this project. She found a national day of service notice sometime back. It's not been more than a couple, 3 weeks ago, and so we quickly thought of ways that the Fremont area could plug into that. Bonnie suggested that we invite the schools to put these thank you notes together for the first responders in our community. Doing it at the last minute, we really didn't expect to have this kind of response. We were just yesterday, when we started to receive all these, we were really blown away by not only how many, but the messages that are inside these cards. And so we wanted to share them with you guys before we started dispersing them to all of the various first responder locations. And then we decided, gosh, we ought to take a moment to at least let a broader section of the community have a chance to see them before we did that. So we're going to put them on display out in the outer lobby of the chamber for a week, and then we'll sort them and deliver them to the various locations in the community. I'm going to invite people to not only take a look at these, but also share their stories in some sort of a notebook that we'll make available out there as a remembrance of 9/11. And you know, it's fascinating. These kids weren't around when that occurred, but this shows that they have an appreciation for the hard work and the service that first responders in our community provide to us. So we're really, really pleased with that. And Bonnie, I want to thank you for organizing this project, and the rest of the chamber staff too. Excuse me. Scott, thanks for dropping by. I was kidding you just a little bit. I'm looking for the thank you to the mayor for all of his contributions, but really, in fact, the mayor and the city administration do a tremendous amount to help organize the efforts of the community, so we want to thank you too.
Yeah, and I just wanted to echo that. You know, the county does a good job. I mean, we're all one big area, one big community, and we all work together. So yesterday was we had a little disaster, and all of the first responders responded very well, and that's a tribute to everyone in this room, the cooperation and the collaboration, and how well it really does happen. So,
well, let me add my thanks to the kids. Thanks here to everybody that showed up today. Thanks for everything that you do. It makes our community a better place to live. And
if you guys do want more information, the program that we participated in was the 9/11 Day of Service program. The mission of the program is to organize the single largest day of service in history. There is more information on 911day.org, so if you guys want to see what other people are doing. This was just something that our staff thought, you know, the 5 of us could pull off, and you know, I thought we would maybe get a couple classroom cards or something, so maybe like 20 cards would be what we were collecting, and here we have thousands of them. And you know, we see all the time support our troops and things like that, and I think they hear thank you a lot, but you guys need to hear it too. You guys are just as important as they are, and yeah, amazing what you do.
I just wanted to say too, as a teacher, I teach 8th grade at Trinity, and it really helped for us to tie it in, since the kids are not familiar with 9/11 very well, and they could relate that horrible happening with things that go on in our own community, and it just made it more real for them. And then they were thanking someone that was doing those kinds of things, those same things here, even though they may not have known, you know, some of the disasters, be they big or small. Because I still think of the Pathfinder Hotel, you know, and what a disaster day that was here. But you know, it really helped the kids tune in to what our first responders, and, you know, we could discuss that, and so the project was really, really good for us in the classroom too.
Steve?
Well, having had a little bit of first-hand events of that yesterday, I'd like to echo the same thing that the mayor did and others, that if you had seen how our first responders reacted and responded yesterday, it was amazing choreography, at least to me. It was calm, it was professional, it was organized, and from there on down to medical services. So if anything, straight off the last 24 hours, and you certainly have the thanks of Fremont Public and the community. There are a lot of relieved parents, I think, yesterday evening because of quick response, and the quote-unquote panic that you typically associate with those kinds of events. It was there. I was probably panicked more than any of them, but thank you for all of us.
You guys have any responses that you want to share at all about your first reaction with this?
It's pretty overwhelming. I mean, I think all law enforcement, I think we just want to obviously thank the elementary school kids for their, personal thoughts regarding first responders. I think, at that young age, and you can tell by reading these that some of these are their own words, and it's pretty touching for me, that they can express themselves in that manner, and just want to personally thank all the elementary school kids for doing this. And in the event yesterday, obviously 9/11 was a much larger magnitude than I hope any of us ever have to experience in our lifetime. But it just kind of goes to the importance of all first responders responding as a unit, and cooperation between, city, county, fire, volunteers, doesn't matter, we're all there for the same purpose. And I think yesterday kind of helped portray that we're all there for a common goal, and it worked out well, so thanks to everyone who responded to that, but this is pretty outstanding here.
I'd like to thank Bonnie for initiating it, and the response from this level of students, and as someone mentioned earlier, with no direct memory of the events, it is interesting to see their perspective.
When we put this information out to the schools, we like you've indicated, we had no idea what response we would get. We thought we'd get a pretty good reaction, but this is way over the edge. It's just tremendous.
Okay,